The purpose of the accrual dollar program was to help our dealers grow their business. And one proven way of helping them grow their business is through website upgrade and search engine optimization, such as provided by CI Web Group and Jennifer Bagley and her team. So I'm going to turn it over to her in just 1 second. If y'all haven't watched episode 3 of the Accelerated Dealer HVAC Dealer Success Program, it deals with search engine optimization and websites. I think it's a valuable hour of your time if you would like to watch it. So go ahead, Jennifer. Thank you very much.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. And I know that feedback loop is horrible. It's like brain scattering. All right, we've still got some people. Clay, you want to kick off the meeting real quick?
Just wanted to thank everybody for joining us. Accrual season is extremely important, but we've taken some of this time during COVID to really try to determine what it is that we can tweak a little to really help our dealers see the value that just having a website isn't enough. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of dealers over the past 2 years that think that just when they get a website, that's all they need to do. Magically, they're going to be found on Google. And so we've restructured our offerings to help them to appreciate that having a website is great, but that doesn't bring the traffic. We want to make sure that they're investing their hard-earned money on the marketing, which is what drives traffic to the site. So one of the first things that Jennifer is going to share with you this morning is a case study, several different dealers that have effectively invested marketing funds using their accrual funds into their website and the results. And then secondly, we'll show you our new offerings that really focus on marketing. We give away a free website now just so that they can focus on spending money on marketing to drive traffic and business. So thank you. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to the presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Clay. I appreciate it. We also have Miss Jasmine, who's over our entire web team on a global team, and Miss Kimberly, who's over our entire marketing team, marketing and advertising team. Appreciate having both of them on. These three, in combination with Kathy Marshall, who's our VP of Customer Experience and Training, and I know you guys know, they really lead the way. They manage over 100 resources that are dedicated to helping grow the dealer's business. For those of you that are not familiar, CI Web Group has been the preferred digital marketing company for your organization now for 5 years. And we have customers that have been with us for all 5 years. We currently sit with over 550 heating and air conditioning companies as customers. In the past, the majority of dealers that were working with us came from your recruiting events that you're having and you were having in Houston, as well as TSMs that were trying to recruit new dealers. That's how this started, is we were used as a ploy to get dealers to come on board and start buying from you guys. And I think that one of the biggest changes this year is now that they've got 5 years of data, everyone is really pressuring us to make sure we're connecting closely with each one of the divisions and the TSMs to ensure that we're looking at the dealer base in more of a holistic environment instead of just using us as a recruiting tool, is looking at your existing dealers. If we take all 50 of your accounts, I already know, because we track this, that there is no TSM that has more than 3 or 4 dealers working with us. And all of those were new dealers that come in that they've just recruited. So that means we have an entire database of existing customers that aren't seeing the same results as the newbies that got brought on board that took advantage of the program and are now seeing the results I'm going to show you in this case study. So we need to think a little bit differently as we move into this next year and really focus on how jointly do we create an environment where we are trying to put a major dent in the total volume of dealers who are positioned well, bringing in new leads and buying more products and equipment and accessories from you guys, hands down. That's the goal. So essentially what Goodman produced us this year for Goodman, Daikin, and Amana is a report that showed the difference between all accounts, including house accounts. These are non-TSM accounts that are working with CI Web Group. Those are the matched accounts, and compared them to all accounts that are not working with us, including house accounts. And what this report shows is the dealers across the board who are working with CI Web Group, including house accounts, are buying double the volume of accessories, equipment, and total sales, and doing double the volume of financing. Now, the numbers really show when you get into TSM managed accounts. If you compare the TSM managed accounts that are working with CI Web Group compared to the sales volume and buying volume of all those TSM accounts that are not working with CI, you're looking at 4 times the purchases of equipment, accessories. Total sales is over 4 times the volume, and the total financing is also over 4 times the volume. They're buying 4 times as much equipment. Why are they doing that? Because they're positioned better. When consumers are searching for heating and air conditioning related phrases, if they're searching for heat pump installation, heat pump replacement, furnace installation, furnace replacement, air conditioner replacement, repair, service, maintenance, tune-ups, financing, ductless air conditioning installation, whatever they are searching for, this funnel can predict you and their future. Because the answer to the first question, it's either yes or no. When a consumer is searching for heat pump installation in pick a city, doesn't matter what city, your dealers either are an option or not. One of the two. You either show up on page 1 of Google for that specific search term in that specific city, or they don't. Now, I have TSMs that have 5 dealers on page 1 of Google occupying 70% of the real estate for a search term such as ductless in blank. I think Redlands, California is one of them. Hey, that dealer or that TSM is going to get the majority of all that business in that area because they have 5 of their accounts occupying the entire first page of Google. So for the dealers, the question is, when I search for this, are you an option in this city? Not, are you on page 1 of Google? That's too generic of an option. Yes, you can be on page 1 of Google if somebody knows your exact company name and location. That doesn't solve the problem. That means only people who already know you can find you. But when a consumer is looking for AC installation in blank, heat pump installation, heat pump repair, furnace repair, heater repair in blank, each city has a different search result. Every time you ask Google a different question, a different drawer opens. Think of it like a file drawer. A new drawer opens. Every single combination of a product or service you want to sell in a city you want to sell it opens a different file drawer. And in that file drawer, there's a different number of pages. So there might be 1 million pages. There might be 10 million pages. There might be 300,000 pages. For your dealers to get any leads, they have to be sitting on page 1 of Google. They have to be an option in that drawer, which means they need to be number 1 of 300,000 or number 1 of 1 million or number 1 of 10 million. Obviously, the bigger the number, the longer it's going to take. The bigger the number in the drawer, the longer it's going to take. Let me show you guys real quick. Drop in the chat real quick a city that is important to you. Any city, you guys. open up the chat and tell me what area is important to you. All right. I'll take Tomball. Thank you. So you guys, Laura Lynn, you put in Tomball, lower, you just bought a house there, didn't you? Hopefully I get that right. So a lot of you guys so far put in bigger cities. If I'm looking at, if I look for heater repair, Tomball, Texas, there are 1.3 million pages in this drawer. For your dealer to make any money, to have an opportunity to buy from you, they either need to pay to play, local service ads, pay-per-click, which you guys answer this question for me real quick. Do it in chat. How many of you click on pay-per-click ads? Just say yes or no. How many of you click on pay-per-click ads? Yes or no? Just drop it in the chat real quick. Laura Lynn, thank you. Deanna, Quincy, Nicole, Abel, Matt, Tim, Kevin. So far, I got all no's. Jeff, no. Kevin, no. Tim, no. Amanda, so. Kurt, no. This is the biggest difference in between us and our competition. We like reality. This isn't about just having something to sell, getting immediate results. It's about setting up a business for success, for growth, so that they can permanently grow their business. If we know, I can ask and being a speaker, I can stand in a room full of 1,000 or 5,000 and ask them, how many of you click on the ads? I'm going to get limited yeses. Less than 1% are going to say that they click on the ads. So this is why we don't lead in saying, let's spend all your money on a pay-per-click budget where you lose all your funds. And at the end of your spend, or when you run out of money, you have absolutely zip zero squat. You don't have anything to show for it. Nothing, zilch. The majority of our competitors spend the majority of the dealer's money burning through pay-per-click ads and then challenging them why they can't close them. We know real people skip the ads. Intelligent searchers skip the ads. True buyers skip the ads. The majority are going to click right here. If they're sitting on page 1 of Google, they are an option. If they're sitting in the top 3, they're going to get 70% of the possible impressions and click-throughs. It starts to go down as you slowly move down the list here. It does not make a difference if you use capital or not capital. In fact, even if I was to misspell it, it's going to give pretty much the same results. So you can see now I've got Tomball. It gave me a recommendation, but it's still 1.3 million. That's a good question. If I switch this, however, to Houston, getting your dealer on page 1, position 1 through 3, where they have to be number 1 of 9.2 million compared to number 1 of 1 million is entirely different. Entirely different. You're talking many, many, many months more of work. It requires more content, more effort, more SEO, and so forth. All right, I saw a couple other locations in here. Jasmine, Redlands, California. Douglas?
Yes.
Let me show you an example. This has extremely low competition. So you guys, when we look at how can we get people ranked, if people are looking for ductless, and usually they're going to look for ductless system, ductless unit, look at the competition here. There's 30,000 competitive pages. We built this. We built this, 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 and that. Literally almost every single search term on here. And you're going to notice the difference now because we took out AC. Now we have a product search, which means you're competing in an e-commerce environment. The lower the competition, let me go Akala. That's how you pronounce it. Is that Texas? So watch this number right here. I'm going to actually increase the size so you can see the difference. If I look for ductless AC, there's only 13,000 pages. You should own, if you have 10 dealers in this area that all sell ductless systems, you can own every single one on the first page of Google, and you could do it in about 90 days. You, the TSM, just get 10 dealers that we have in our SEO program with content for ductless AC. Now watch the difference. If I switch it to AC and repair, now there's 1.2 million pages. Competition goes up, that's going to take a while. So if you want to have your dealers positioned to be buying more product from you in the summer of next year, we need to get them into production right now, because we need December and January to build their website. We need February, March, and April to be building all the content that they need, doing search engine optimization in order to get them positioned. So May, June, July, we start showing up on page 1 of Google. If they don't exist in here now, if they're not sitting on page 1 of Google, then we're going to take some time. We need to take some time. We need to have these 6 months to be able to get them positioned on page 1 of Google so that they are an option when people are searching. If I change this, I saw Dallas. There's 124 million pages of competition. So if you're going after the biggest areas, search engine optimization, it's going to take years. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's no BS from anyone that's saying that. If we think logically about it, they have to be in the top 3 of 124 million other pages. We got to get 3 pages or 3 or 4 pages to start showing up and ranking here. That takes time, effort, energy, and so forth. So they might need to use a program like our Leads XM, our lead buying program, to fund their SEO campaign while they work on getting ranked here. They might need to use a pay-per-lead program in order to buy them some time while we work on something this complicated. Now, if we change this out of Dallas, let's go to Plano. It's still going to be high, but instead of 100 and something thousand, it's 14 million. If we go out to Frisco, we're looking at 10 million. I see it, Austin and Atlanta. Let's go Austin. 151 million. Watch the difference. I'm going to change it to installation. Remember, each individual page on your website gives you the ability to get into a new drawer. So if they want to get into a drawer for AC installation Austin, they have to have at least one or many pages talking about AC installation in Austin. Air conditioner installation Austin. Air conditioning installation Austin. Watch what happens when I throw the word ductless behind it. Drops it down to 625,000 competitive pages. So if you're going to go after a prominent big city, high competition, high population, go after a low competition search phrase so we can make some money in that area. So in Dallas, we go after ductless, but in Plano, we might go after repair and installation. And if we go out to McKinney, I'm trying to think of what else is out there. I can't remember. But if we scoot out, head up the highway, up 45 a little bit further, or 35, then we can start going after some of the more competitive phrases, or we've got to pay for leads. But bottom line is, you guys, we need time to be able to do that. So let me go back to the case study real quick, and thanks for all of your participation. This is what needs to happen for all of your dealers. Take your 50 dealers and we need to figure out where they ranked. Who's ranking for what? So what we would do, submit a list of your 50 accounts, just the website. So we're not trying to call all of them. We're just trying to do some statistical analysis to figure out of those 50 accounts, how many are positioned on page 1 of Google, where are they ranking? Move those aside. How many are not positioned anywhere and are in low competition areas? That's our sweet spot right out of the gate. Low competition area, not currently ranked. That means they're not getting phone calls. You're surely not getting business. There's not as much. They're working through friends and family and other types of mediums to be able to generate business through their existing database, referrals. Maybe they have paid ads or billboard, or they're burning through cash with some traditional advertising or media. If we can get those guys ranked. So number one, how do we do this? How do we get them to where they're buying 4 times the volume of product? We increase their rankings. We got to get them to page 1 of Google. That increases their visibility. That means more people looking to buy what they sell where they live see them. That's a good thing. The higher their visibility rank, the more traffic they get. The more traffic they get, the more people convert and move over to their website. The more that move to their website, the more leads they generate. The more leads they generate, the more opportunities they have, and the better they can get at it. The higher ticket items the higher the price tag they can demand. If you notice that dealers who have limited leads also have the biggest discounts and the lowest margins, the lowest profit margins, also have the highest turnover, it's not difficult to identify and figure out how do successful dealers become successful and how do unsuccessful dealers stay unsuccessful. No leads, that means they discount their prices, their margins are low, they have cash flow is low, they don't have a lot of profits and money in the bank, they pay crummy salaries, their staff takes advantage of them or leaves, and they have a high turnover rate. It also means dissatisfaction internally, which spreads to dissatisfaction externally, so their reviews are poor. If we can change this cycle, increase their rankings, their visibility, traffic, conversions, leads, help them sell better, help them convert better, help them make sure that their response times, then you guys, we can turn a lot more customers around. Inside this case study, the case study tells the story of many of our clients and where they start. The majority of dealers, the majority of our customers are starting at ground zero. You're talking about a small percentage of dealers that come to us that are on page 1 of Google, do have a good footprint, are getting enough leads to support their business. The majority of them don't have enough phone calls to warrant most of the stuff they're investing in. When they start off at 0, so this is the total number of human beings that found them and came to their site. And typically when they start with us, they're starting at nothing, at 0. We need time to be able to build content, do marketing, increase their SEO. This Accutemp Chuck out of Flagler Beach near Daytona in Florida. This is his story. He interviewed the heck out of us. I think we went through 3 months of interviews. He was interviewing us against the top 3 heating and air conditioning marketing companies. And this is the difference between having no phone calls and all of a sudden now you have almost 500 people calling on a monthly basis, 500 people visiting your website on a monthly basis. These are the numbers we're trying to measure. When someone starts with us and they have no traffic coming to their site, and We invest in marketing. So these guys are they did a website, SEO, blogging, local listings, and Nearby Now. They have a lot of the different pieces of the 12-step roadmap engaged. We were able to get them to over 1,000, almost 1,200 visitors to their website in October, but over 2,100. If you go, this is zero to hero. 86% of the new visitors that come to their site are brand new. Sarson's, same thing. As we drill through these, you guys, this entire case study, it shows a normal progress of our clients who sign on, get a website, and invest in marketing. Now, signing on and just getting a website, websites don't drive traffic. They don't drive visibility. They don't bring new customers to your site. This marketing is what brings new customers. We've got to have marketing efforts that are going to the site, which is primarily content, SEO, local, social, and reviews. But this is going to give you a lot of different stories so that you can see the reality behind where dealers start. If they have no one seeing their site, no visitors coming to their site, they're not going to be able to sell. We have to increase these numbers. So there's lots of different case studies in here. You guys can go through these. You can read the letters from our clients and stories about those who stuck through the process. I will tell you that our job jointly, I love seeing the TSMs get on calls with Clay and Jazz and Kim and have strategy sessions with their dealers, because our job is jointly, we've got to get these dealers through the first year. And for those who just bought a website and have no marketing, their phones are not going to ring. That is guaranteed. Website, no marketing. The website is the vehicle to capture the lead, convince the consumer, get them to do business with you, but it doesn't drive new traffic. That's all content. So content and SEO. Tons of different examples in here. You guys can go through these different stories, but the bottom line is what we're trying to do is get through this marketing checklist. And this is an easy guide for you guys to be able to have a conversation with the dealer. Number one, that website, it's either helping them or hurting them. There's no in between. It's either taking them forward or moving them backwards. The second thing is, this year, obviously, e-commerce has become wildly important. Consumers at home have figured out how to have everything in their life delivered. Everything. So one of the things that we're giving to you guys as a conversation starter is we will provide all of your dealers, every one of them, with a free e-commerce solution. There's 4 elements to this. We'll give them an entry-level piece of this, which will integrate onto their current site if they don't want a new site. That gives them the ability to send their customers to their website, help them sign up to have their filters or UV lights or other products shipped directly to their home from the warehouse, and it's on auto ship. Literally, the dealer is just taking the monthly revenue for that. They don't have to lift a finger to make any of that happen. It's just increasing their MRR. It's a good first baby step into e-commerce. Should they add on the ability to sell their maintenance agreements and tune-ups and allow people to sign up for monthly subscriptions as well as purchase and or get request quotes for systems? Absolutely. But this is a tool. We want to make sure you guys have something that you can contact your dealers and say, hey, my marketing company is giving away an e-commerce solution. All you got to do is show up for a strategy session. Second, we need to make sure that our dealers have the ability to convert new business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If they only have a contact us form and a phone number on their website, they're losing business. Contact us forms, when a consumer fills one of those out, they fill out 3 to 4 more. That's 5 competitors all competing for the same business. Whereas when a consumer fills out a chatbot or schedules online or gets into a texting conversation with someone, they don't typically go to any other customers or any other opportunities before they get a quote for them. So we need to make sure that whether it's midnight or 2 in the morning or New Year's Day and their office is closed, we've got to make sure that there are other ways that consumers can do business with them 24/7. The primary, most important element out of all of this, we got to get them on page 1 of Google, period, dot, period, exclamation point. That is SEO, content, and call tracking. Are you on page 1 of Google? Content, SEO, and how are you answering those calls? What happens? We've got to be able to listen to those phone calls to determine, are they losing the leads that we're sending to them right out of the gate because of the way that they answer their calls or because they're not answering their calls? We've listened to calls where literally they answer AC, and you can hear customers, huh? I'm trying to reach ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Yep, that's us. How can I help you? We've seen stuff that'll make you cringe. So these 3 things, make them an option. And then let's monitor and make sure that they're getting back to those calls. We are the spy that I think no one wants. We literally like, hey, you got a lead. Did you call yet? So next, local, social, and reviews. These obviously are a must. But if you go after your local marketing, social media marketing, and your reviews, and you're not sitting on page 1 of Google, who cares? If you're not an option on page 1, these things don't matter as much. But once the consumer can actually find you, once you are an option, we got to make sure that we're not losing customers. So we got to make sure that your local listings, there are over 70 of them, are not sending your leads to your competitor. We need to make sure your social media account doesn't look like your business closed 3 years ago, or doesn't shine people away because it's filled with, politics, religious, and sports posts. We have to make sure that your reviews are not, or that the dealer's reviews are not sitting at a 3 and scaring every single lead away. We have to break the cycle. And then finally, for your dealers that are sitting on page 1 of Google, they are ranking, they do have a strong website, and they want more leads sometimes. They want to be able to turn it on and turn it off, turn it up and turn it down. We have a program called LeadsXM, and it's leadsxm.com, that is a pay-per-lead program. And that gives them the ability to get exclusive leads that are pre-qualified and interested in purchasing a new air conditioning or heating system. So with that, we want to hit these numbers. The majority of dealers are not sitting in that position. This is how we've done that this year. So this year, we obviously had a little more time on our hands, and we were able to sit down and come up with a program called the 12-step fast track, which forces them to choose a marketing plan, and we'll give away the website. We'll absorb all the costs for building a website. We just need them in a SEO plan. The entry level starts at $400 or $4,500. So if you have a dealer that has $4,500 in accrual funds, they don't have to direct pay us anything, because we can bill Goodman direct for the $4,500. We'll start on the website, and they know they have a year's worth of SEO, content, and link building specifically driven to try and help them get onto page 1 of Google in one primary location for 5 specific search phrases that have the highest volume of searches from consumers on a monthly basis. Highest volume of consumer or searches on a monthly basis. And then it goes up from there. So ideally, when that works, our conversation, if as TSM and with your account manager at CI Web Group, you guys stay in touch with those dealers. When they want to increase, just move up to the next level, add 5 more phrases. And you want to increase again, move up to the next level, then move up to the next level. Each one of these is going to bring in another set of opportunities to the dealer's website and a new set of sales and purchases from you guys. That's what's going to happen. We've seen it over and over again. The LeadsXM program for your dealers that are, and let me give you the qualifications for this. Because we're paying for the marketing efforts, we need to know that the dealer has a website that's compliant to Google and not going to scare consumers. We need to make sure that they have a really good process for answering new lead opportunities within hours, not days, within hours. They have to respond to leads within hours. We need to know that their reviews are 4, 4.5 or higher. They have a strong reputation score across the grid. Did I miss anything else, Clay? Those are the primaries, right? Okay. As long as they have those things, they can join this program, and it costs them nothing to join. It's $150 per installation or replacement lead. This is an example of a case study this year. So from June to September, in a strange time, but we generated 556 exclusive leads for them, for this dealer. They converted those to 296 appointments, and they acquired 90 new installation or replacement sales projects. For the first month, we generated 72, second month, 117, third month, 264, and they booked enough installation projects between all 3 of these months to essentially lower the number of leads that they need on a monthly basis. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, you can turn it up, you can turn it down. So you'll see they're setting their lead budget here. 75 the first month, we hit 72, 125, we hit 117, 250, we hit 264, 100, we brought in 103. So this gives you a lot of flexibility. It's like a power move for your business to be able to bring in more leads. This is definitely for a bigger company, more established. They've already been through the majority of the 12-step roadmap, and they're just looking to grow intermittently. This is the flyer for it, and it pretty much explains everything. We also have built the HVAC marketing guide, which gives you guys a full overview of our products and services, pricing, programs, and things that are available. Before I jump off of here, does anyone have any questions so far? Thoughts or questions? All right, good stuff. Okay, so next, you guys, we've created a folder. It's called the TSM Marketing Guide, and we continue to add to this on a monthly basis. For the TSMs that work with us like clockwork, every single week we're meeting with different dealers, we're helping them recruit, we're helping them grow existing dealers' business. We hear what the dealers say, right? The dealers are saying, I need help with marketing. My phone's not ringing. I need more leads. I need a new website, right? I need help with graphics design. I need help posting on my social media site. Each one of these flyers is based on what a dealer says, what comes out from them. And it gives you just a quick 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need a new website. I can get you a website for free. Let's schedule a strategy session with CI Web Group. Let's download the guide. They've got a lot of other resources. We jointly have a lot of other resources. The Goodman Business Toolbox, the Mana Brand Academy, HVAC Accelerated Program, the VSS program. If you've got a dealer that has accrual funds, you have accrual funds program. We also have the free website with any marketing plan. Choose a fast track program. If we can get more of an established strategy standpoint where you guys are having regular meetings with Kim and Jasmine and Clay, going over your dealer list in with more of a strategic eye, where we're trying to identify from that list, let's figure out how to modify your results in your area, in your territory. You guys, we can literally change the number of purchases, double your purchase volume in a 2-year period. It's getting the dealer enrolled in the right program out of the gate, getting them through year 1. Year 1 sucks. It's hard because they're spending money and just not making money because of it. And it could be 3 months of year 1. It could be 6 months. It could be 9 months. Or if they're trying to get found in Dallas, it could be 12 months. So we're going to try and identify within this program, how can we get them to get the highest volume of new opportunities, but still set a plan in place that is strong long-term. These are all permanent assets. These things last forever. It's not like traditional advertising or media where you're burning and turning cash and have nothing to show for it when it's done. If you think about the difference between organic marketing or inbound marketing, marketing in general, and advertising, advertising is temporary. You're burning and churning through cash. When you're done spending, you have nothing to show for it. There's nothing permanent. But marketing, this content is permanent. In fact, the longer this content exists, the more important, or the stronger it becomes, the more value that it provides. The more backlinks that we build on a website, the higher the website ranks. It's permanent. Content is permanent. Website is permanent. Video is permanent. Social media graphics are permanent. They can be reused constantly. All of these elements provide them with something that creates a strong business that can grow in more of a compounding interest impact instead of just trading money for leads and keeping your business in the exact same position year over year. So if you guys need us to create a flyer or a program or anything that is custom for you, you have complete access to our team as your partners to help you build things or create graphics or flyers or tools that will help you guys have a conversation with the dealer and at least get them started. So let me show you an example of that. There is a link, and I know my team's going to start publishing these links, so you have them, and then we'll also follow up with an email so you have all of these links. MySocialMediaGraphics.com, this is one of those giveaways or freebies that we've put into place for you guys to have a reason, again, just like the free e-commerce tool, to give a dealer a call, tell them you've got 100 free social media marketing assets that they can use on any of their social media sites and or their website. There's no cost for this. All they do is click start over here, fill out the information. It's going to take them straight to the graphics and assets. And I'm going to show you guys what these look like and explain why we've done this. So number one, we try and provide freebies and tools for you guys on a regular basis so that you have additional value you can give to your dealers, a reason to start a conversation, set up that strategy session, and so forth. But the second reason is if we're working on getting their account ranked on page 1 of Google, if we're trying to get the dealer up to page 1 and they decide they don't want to do social media, that's a problem. So your website depends on all of your reviews. Your website's ranking depend on all of your local directories. Your website depends on your social media sites. Google is looking at all these peripheral sites, your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel, and so forth to figure out, are you active, are you current, and are you relative? So we need dealers to make sure that whether they want to or not, their social media sites, especially Facebook and YouTube, need to have content posted on a regular basis. So inside this gallery, you're going to see, didn't know it had music. Where is that coming from? That was loud. Didn't know it had music. So you're going to see all of these different graphics. It has everything from right now, obviously, Thanksgiving. They should have had some kind of content posted for Thanksgiving. Cyber Week, Black Friday. We're moving into more holidays. Right now, we're making our dealers' websites snow. So we have to change things for the season. This is going to give them the ability to see real time, some of the things that are being posted, whether it was Veterans Day, if we're focusing on maintenance agreements, tune-ups, repair, but this gives you kind of an idea of some of the graphics that are available inside this free tool. And you guys, they can access any of these. All right, any questions on my social media graphics before we jump out of here? All right, and Kim posted the link inside there. So far you have the case study, which this is a great tool. Make sure you guys have a link to this. You have the TSM marketing guide and my social media graphics. Next, I'm going to show you on CI Web Group. So ciwebgroup.com/TSM. We'll get to that link. This is essentially where you guys can refer either a single dealer or your entire dealer list. It's on the right-hand side here. This feeds a report that automatically goes to the sales and marketing division of Goodman, Goodman and Dykens, that shows all of the referrals that come in from TSM. So they can keep an idea on the activity levels from each of the TSMs, who's referring what dealers into the program. And then of course, all of this flows into Tableau, where we can determine what the sales volumes are. So we're looking at when did the dealer start with us? What was their buying pattern before that start date or before the website go live date? And what was the buying pattern after? So that we can really leverage the program and know the exact results that are coming from that. In here, so all you're going to do is fill out your information and don't fake it. Okay, yeah. That's form validation. Choose the divisions you guys are representing. If you want to refer a single dealer, that gives you the opportunity, and then essentially you're letting us know. And this form can go either way. Either it's a single dealer or it's your entire list, a spreadsheet you can upload. If it's a single dealer, let us know what your goals are. So is it an existing customer you're trying to increase their buying volume from you? Is it your VIP or your largest customer? So we know we need to bring in the cavalry. And a lot of times on the VIP accounts, we'll do things like show up to the meeting with a redesign for their website already prepared. So they have a real wow factor when they get to those meetings. Are you trying to recruit the dealer or are you trying to retain the dealer? We had a lot of requests for trying to retain the dealer when somebody's got a dealer that's getting promised a free website from so-and-so, such and such manufacturer. So we need to know what our scenario is for each one of these, and everyone on our team is very well trained and experienced in dealing with each one of these different kind of scenarios. And then just simply forward the information. And you guys, again, you've got access to our full team. They can go do those analysis. They can pull the reports. They can give you a priority list. They can show you your dealers who are ranking, what kind of, from a good, better, best, who's doing well, who's not doing well, who needs help from a digital standpoint. So that's an easy way to be able to refer dealers and get them rocking and rolling. Any questions on this? Drop them into the chat. All right, and the final piece, you guys, is I think twofold. One, if you guys plan on hosting a dealer meeting, we have a platform. It's a virtual dealer meeting platform. It's virtualdealermeeting.com. This is a sample of an event that's actually today, launches today. But it's not a website that you put up and take down, We're doing this with the northern region, southern region, as well as Arizona and a few of the independent distributors. But it allows your dealers in your local area to register and create their accounts on the system. It allows them to communicate via an activity model, just like Facebook, where they can comment and they can speak to each other. It's all behind a private dashboard, so they can create forums and groups and share information and so forth inside this network. It also allows them, anytime they have a dealer meeting, whether it's virtual or not, they can publish all of their keynote presentations, their breakouts. So here we've got 13 or 14 speakers that are part of this. They can create different groups, discussions. It's more like a kind of a social networking site, but what it does essentially for a region is it helps you guys tie all of the elements in, such as partner link, the marketing guide, the toolbox, resources, live training, financing, getting applications ready for EGIA, the Goodman e-commerce program, dealer rewards program, and so forth. It really brings all of those tools into one regional area. So if that's something you guys want to take a look at, you can participate in the Johnstone Supplies Bloomington Group's event this week if you want to get a feel for how that works and see how the technology flows. All right, with that, the only last thing is, as mentioned in the very beginning, if you guys go to YouTube and just type in accelerated HVAC success. This is the episode 3. Essentially, you can see the beginning of us taking 6 dealers through the HVAC accelerated program. You can see where they started. A lot of these dealers are very, very typical. They come in with websites that are extremely subpar. They're actually losing traffic. They have limited to no rankings. They have negative backlinks that are hurting them. They had local directories that were sending their phone calls to their competitors. Every one of these dealers that is in this program, you guys, this is very, very normal. And most of the time, it's not known by the dealer, the TSM, or anyone in the business that they have a website that's actually hurting them, or that they have negative backlinks that are preventing them from ranking on Google, or that their competitors have been snagging their phone lines and directory listings and local directories, or that their social media sites are causing them to lose business. This will give you an example of where they started. All of these you can watch. So this is an example of one of the websites after it was finished. You'll be able to see in the video the before, but this gives you an example of the professionalism. Real quick, I'm going to show you this site, and I want you guys to let me know in the chat, how many people do you think are in this company? The size of the company. You guys give a guess just at first glance of the website. What would you guess the size of the company is? Total number of people. Drop those in the chat. Thank you, Matt. 6 to 8. 5, 10 to 15. Nicole, Kurt, 10. Randy, 15, 10. Thank you, Brett and Abel. Derek, 12. You guys, this is a 2-person company. 2. Wife answers the phone. Husband does all the work. Period. 2 people. As you listen to the yes, Kevin, you have it right. So as you listen to the accelerator program, you guys, these guys are upside down, entirely upside down, struggling, discounting things because every lead matters to them so much. It's what pays their bills. It's what funds their family. So they will do anything to win the business. They'll sell the lowest efficiency equipment. They'll give the biggest discounts. They try and beat anything. And in this program, we have the visibility to see what that means from a financial standpoint. And it means you're upside down. It means you can't grow. If they don't pull themselves out of this hole, if they don't change their world, we already know the end result of that. Thank you, Laura Lynn. So this gives you an example. This is one of the sites. They're already starting to rank. They're already now, for the first time, they had their first lead come from the website. Next is Centraire. Another example, these guys only did commercial. They didn't have any residential business, but obviously with the pandemic, they had to switch gears real quick and they had to move into the residential business. They haven't ranked for anything. Now they're starting to generate leads, and we're not even 3-4 months into the program now. Next is Max Comfort. These guys, their domain authority. So your domain authority is like a scorecard that Google uses to determine whether or not you are worthy of being presented to Google's customers as an option. Their domain authority when they started was a 4. In the last 4 to 5 months, their domain authority is now, I believe, a 54. Kim, tell me if I'm wrong on that. So I'll give you an example. And when you guys watch that video, remember, you're going to be able to see what their current website or their old websites looked like compared to these. The next one you guys will see in the video is Pioneer. I think they had the biggest makeover out of everyone. This was a 1-page hunk of junk. When we first started, I don't have a better phrase for it. It was not good at all. We had 0 content. It literally was 1 page filled with giant, crazy graphics and images, looked horrible on a mobile site. And they have a special brand. So being able to integrate that through the website as well. Who am I missing on the video?
All Valley Air.
All Valley. All Valley, this was a good
It's CV, All Valley.
CV.
Yeah, CV, All Valley.
Okay, got it. So this was a good example. They were already our customer, but they signed up 2 years ago. This is a perfect example. They signed up 2 years ago with a template website, no marketing, hosting only. So they had a new website that looked better with the old one than the old one, but it wasn't custom, but it was okay. Their traffic and rankings increased slightly, enough for them to feed their family. Because again, this is a two-person shop when we first got them. They were able to grow the business. You can see to 5 of them. And now they have, as a part of the HVAC Accelerator program, a full marketing plan where we're doing building content, doing SEO on the site, building links. Now you're starting to see their rankings increase. They're starting to get leads flowing into the site. But this is a very, they were our client before, they're our client now. When they were our client before, they were hardly getting any leads because they just got a website and never bought into a marketing plan. But once you start doing SEO and publishing content, phones start ringing, money starts flowing in, and they can grow. So these are all of the sites that are participating in the HVAC Accelerator program. You guys, we're going to run this program again. We're going to start recruiting for it, I believe. What did we say? Do you remember when we're going to start?
I thought he said in January.
I think it's January. So you guys start thinking about dealers who would be a good fit for this. Now we've learned our lessons. So they need to own their business. They need to own their assets. If you could imagine some of the dealers that came in to this program, we didn't know that they didn't actually own their company. We didn't know that they didn't actually own their domain name. Pioneer doesn't actually own their social media accounts, which all of these things are a very normal part of the process. So sometimes we have dealers that enter into a website and a marketing program with us, and we wind up spending the first 6 months trying to get them to take ownership of their company, ownership of their domain, have the ability to take ownership of the content they paid a marketing company to write, but claims they don't own. Take ownership of all their social media sites, their local listing sites. They may not have access to or ownership of their Google business listing. So if you guys can be prepared that, out of the gate, working with CI Web Group can be complete, I don't know how to say this, hell for the first however many months. If the dealer comes to us with a lack of organization, ownership of all of their assets, we could wind up spending that first few months just trying to help them get organized and take care of some of the legalities with their business, which I don't know, Clay, Jasmine, and Kim, what do you guys think? The percentage of new dealers that come in, what percent do you think we wind up spending the first couple months just trying to help them gain ownership of their assets they didn't know they didn't own?
75%.
Yeah, if not more. I mean, I think I probably have maybe 10 customers ever that have had access to their Google business listing.
Or have a Google business listing.
It's
Or
usually
even
set
know
up
what it
by
is.
like a, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Or even know what a Google business listing is. Many don't even know that.
And that's accurate.
So you guys, that's 75% plus, I'm going to say plus, of the dealers right now that you have in your list of 50 don't own their website, don't own the elements in it, are in crazy contracts. That's why we don't have contracts. Ours is love us or leave us. There is no agreement. They don't sign a contract when they come on board. We have simple terms and conditions that are standard boilerplate, but you either love working with CI Web Group or you don't, and you have the opportunity to leave at any time. And we know if you leave, we got a 90% chance you're going to come back after you figure out the grass was not greener, or your friend from church who was going to do it for free didn't know what they were doing, or your nephew probably shouldn't be offering services straight out of college. We already know all these stories. So, for you guys, the more comfortable you are in knowing that, and setting the stage for reality, the more transparent we all are and the more we set the stage for reality, the better your dealers will be, the happier they'll be through the process. It's, this is get comfortable being uncomfortable. It is what it is. We've got to take care of the things that they should have already had taken care of in their business from a company ownership and management of assets standpoint. We'll help them do that. We don't charge for it. We don't do anything. We just ask them to be nice through the process. That's pretty much it. Participate. We call it show up, suit up, and participate. So with that, you guys, I want to leave the floor open. If there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and end now, and we'll send out an email with all the links that we have shown. But I highly recommend you guys don't wait till after the new year to get your dealers' accrual funds into production. Let's get started now. With that, Randy, do you have anything else before we jump out?
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Take care. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. We look forward to working with you.